guys, it's Katie here again from Creativa, and I thought I would like to try something a bit different today. Let me start by showing you, I've been doing a few more of these Grande Organisers because I just love them, and so these are the Grande SVG files that you can use to make these yourself. So I've been making these using some Etsy papers. Let me show you, and I'll try and remember to put the link below to these Etsy papers. This one I think was called, it's called Boho something or other, and it's from Curious Piper, and this one is too, right? And so I've used the Grande SVG files, and I'll just give you a quick float through. So this is a much less bulky than the one that I made on camera, because when I make the ones on camera, I usually do absolutely everything and they end up being really chock-a-block. But as I say, you don't need to do them like that. But it's got this little flip out with the window pockets on each side, and then this big pocket under here and another pocket here. And then this is the first of the inserts, and I have made a little daily planner up. Oh, that one's stuck there. I'll fix that later. Oh, they all are. What have I done? So I've just made this little daily planner, which I thought was pretty cute. And I will try and remember to put this link to this in the, or upload this to the Facebook page in case you're not on the Facebook page. The Facebook page group that we have is called Creativa Divas, and I'll put the link in the description box. And you should definitely come and join if you aren't already. Amongst our number, we use the SVG files and make all sorts of different things, but in this instance I'm making this organizer. So here we have a page with 3 pockets, and I've just matted the little inserts that came out of these window pockets. I've just matted those up and popped them in here because I didn't want to waste them, so they're just stuck in there. And each of the pockets is also a pocket page. And then on this side we have a couple of flip envelopes, so they open up like so, and they both do that, and then they flip out like so. And I have another corner pocket in here. And then it's the second little insert booklet that is on the elastic, and this one is just a notes book. So I've just again designed this little notes page and put a whole booklet of those in there. On this page we have a sort of a double belly band, and I've just put a little I had some of these in my stash, just vellum envelopes, which were kind of cute, and then I have just used the SVG files to make a little bag. So, and I've just popped that in there. This again, I've just put a little dangly paper clip off the side there, and this again is a pocket page. And then on this side we have another policy envelope, and that flips out, and there's a pocket there. And then we have a third little insert booklet, and this one's a monthly planner. It's the same as the first one, I believe. So the first page is a monthly planner, and then it's got a month's worth of daily planners in there, so that's essentially a month. And then at the back we have this accordion envelope that opens up, and you can fit masses of stuff in there. And then behind there is another secret little pocket. So I've been making a few of those. That's this one here, and then this one is also the same paper line, but I've just used a different paper for the cover. The feathers, I think they're very cute. So again we have all of the same bits and pieces. Looks cute. And then the third one that I made, this one is using a paper from Etsy, from Antique Papery. And I'll put the link below for that one. And then I've just used a plain paper to sort of offset that, so it's exactly the same. This time I've cut a window in the front of the booklet here, and it's just got some lined paper which I also downloaded from Etsy, and I will try and remember to put that one in there. So that one's lined. Pocket page again, envelope flip outs, again another one of the inserts, and this one is the same kind of paper but it's blank, it's not lined. And again we've got the double pocket, double belly band, and this one I've put what would you call that, like a wallet style folio in there. And this one's exactly the same, and in this booklet it's just plain paper, and then we have that accordion envelope at the back. So those are the three that I made, and then I've just been playing around making my own papers. I thought it'd be really nice to make the Grande with my own papers, so I've been doing some collaging, and I thought I would do a little collaging with you guys today and show you what I've been doing. So these are my papers that I've been collaging. So I've just been using scraps really, and here's one that I have completed, and this is actually a scan of it. So I'll just put that to the side. So these ones I've just started off with really basic plain backgrounds, and then I thought I could add to those, but at each stage I'm scanning it. So then if I want just a plain background paper, I've got that, and I can add images to this, I can stamp on this, I can do all sorts of things with it. But I really like this stationery kind of vibe for the organizer, so I've done a few of those. And then this one, I thought, oh, I'll put a bit of colour in there, so I've just put a few bits of colour in there, and this one's actually quite busy. And then let me show you, I scanned, no, this one here. This one is also the same, so I've put a bit of colour in here, and then I've used a public domain or copyright free image, and I've just sewn along there, and then I scanned it, and this is what it looks like when it's printed, and I think it's pretty sensational. So I've just printed this on plain copy paper, but I was thinking if I had printed that on white cardstock, I could make my whole Grande Organiser without matting it. So if I printed it on white cardstock, then all of these pieces could just be from my white cardstock that I've printed my own design on. So that's what I'm going to do, and I thought I'd take you along for a ride. So let's start by making our own papers that we can then scan and print out on cardstock, and let's do that. So I don't know, I thought it would be nice to do something a little less structured than what I usually do. So let's make some of these boards up. Here's one of these guys, which one was it? This one here. So this is just the plain one, and then I scanned it and printed out a copy, and then I sewed onto that. So I could do that directly in my Grande, or I could scan it again, but it does lose a little bit more quality every time you scan it, because it's obviously much lighter on here than it is on here, and then when you scan it again it gets lighter again. I think I did that just so we could have a look. Yeah, so this one scanned once, and then I put this image on here, and then I scanned it again and printed it again, and you can see it's getting lighter every single time. It's losing a lot of its detail, but that's okay. I mean, maybe that's what you're looking for. Otherwise you could just go with this, and I think that's fabulous. I really love that. I think that looks great. So, or like this one, I've done it all on here, and then scanned that, and you can see that I haven't lost too much of the colour or the detail, and I really love that. So, but then I also have this this one here without this image on here, scanned, so I can just use it plain and sew it on afterwards like this. So anyway, let's make some of our own boards, I suppose. I guess these are kind of like master boards. I've been watching a few videos and thought, oh, I want to make my own paper. So let's see. I'm just using a piece of paper where I printed it out and it didn't print out very well, so like the colour's wrong. My printer was playing up, so I'm just going to use that. I'm going to get my mat out and I'm going to use another piece for my gluing, and I'm doing mine portrait, but I am also playing around with it a bit so that I could print it out or use it in the landscape as well, because it's got, you know, it's going in all sorts of directions. But I'm mainly working in portrait because I'm thinking with the Grande it has lots of long pockets and, you know, these sorts of width pockets, so I was thinking that it would be more useful to me if it was sort of that way. So that's it, and I'm using my glue stick. A few pieces I'm distressing around the edges with vintage photo, but I'm actually kind of chilling out on that a bit as well. So then let me put my bits to the side. I'll just grab some scrap stuff. So I've got a bit of an old book. I've got some offcuts of tea-dyed paper. So this is, oh, that's not tea-dyed, let's put that away. This is, I've made a few junk journals and I've cut the sides off my tea stain paper or coffee stain paper. So I have all of these little bits and I didn't want to throw them away because, you know, it takes a while to tea stain things. So I have some of those. I have a bit of the oven-proof baking paper that I was putting my paper on when I was baking it. So I've got that if I want it. I made a Grande, one of my prototypes, using a map, an atlas. So I have a lot of offcuts of that here. So I thought I might use some of that. And I have this little notebook here, and I have just been putting a bit of that on there. So I've got that as well. One of my favourite things, funnily enough, is in the letterbox. I got this notebook, you know, from a real estate agent, and I coffee stained that, and I have been using that. I've just been ripping off the bits on it that say that I don't want and just using those lines, and so I really quite like that. What else have I been using? Let's have a look here. Oh, an old dictionary. Let's see, where did I put that? I don't know if I've got any of that here. Let me just grab some. Oops. This is what happens when you're on the fly. I've got this German dictionary. So I've been using a bit of that. So let's pull a page out of there. I think there's a page floating around. Here we go. Use a bit of that. And yeah, so that's, I'm just doing some really basic stuff. Here's some more tea stain paper, and this stuff I tea stained on a baking tray that had these little raised notches, and it's given it that look, which is kind of cool. So I've got some of that. I've got some old music paper here that I found in a, you know, junk shop. So I haven't actually used any of that yet, but we should use some of that. So, and then the other thing is a lot of my books or albums that I make, I cover in this craft paper, and this is just the skinny bits that I had to cut off, and so I've just been using that. So let's go and do some collaging. I mean, it's not very exciting, but I think it's cool when you can you know, end up making your own paper out of it. Like, you know, in a shop, you know, if I was buying scrapbook paper, I would look at that and think, oh, I love that, that's awesome. I would definitely buy a pack that had that in there. So I'm pretty happy with it. And oh, so for these colours, these bits of colour here, I actually just photocopied or scanned some of my old book covers, so they have that really nice look. And that's a bit of an old book cover. Here's some of it. This is the inside of a book, and so I just thought, oh, I'm going to go with red, and then I used some red flowers to go on here like this, which I think looks pretty cool. So let's do it. I tend to start with something really basic, like a bit of this craft paper, and I kind of move between some straight edges and some ripped edges. I like that look. I like a little bit of variety, so I will start with sticking some of this down without, I sort of start not thinking about it too much, and then at some point I start thinking about it. So I guess we'll see. Whoops. We'll see. So I guess this is going to be a kind of a junk journal style. I'm just using my old credit card to push it down, and I literally am just gluing it with my glue stick and sticking it down. I think one of the things that is quite difficult is the composition. So I tend to suggest that you start with bigger pieces and work down to smaller pieces, and to use at least a couple of pieces of each thing that you're sticking on in the composition. That's what I found has been working. It's not to say that it's definitely going to be like that, but you know, in the end. So I'm going to rip a bit of this off. This is really good. I can use up these bits. These have been sitting around for absolutely ages, and I have not been able to find a use for them, but I couldn't let them go either. So I might ink up a couple of places, nothing much, and then I think that'll go there. I'm not going to stick it down yet because I might want to move it around. Who knows? I watch a lot of people on YouTube who do junk journaling, and there's so much collaging that people do, and I love it. But it has taken me a minute to do anything that I've liked myself. So okay, here's my book, and I think I actually really like sometimes keeping the margins just for a bit of something different. Might even, oh, that says something about Satan. Let's not put that on there. This one looks okay. Can't see anything too bad there. I might put that up there, see how we feel about that. And then I can put this here. Where is my piece of my dictionary page? And I also have a bit of graph paper floating around that I tea-dyed. I don't know what I've done with that. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll go with another piece of book page. So I've got some up here, so I might have some down here, and I might just rip that along there. Maybe that can a bit heavy on that side, maybe here. So if I've got some up in this corner, I'm thinking about putting some down here somewhere, maybe like that. And try and remember to throw my bits out. Okay. I had some, there's always one of these, and I really like keeping those edges there, so we've got that. possibly go under there like so. That comes down a bit, and that's a bit like, I think we need something down here. Let's go with some of this paper, and let's stick that right, if I stuck that under there like that, maybe if I bring that one up on there, and then maybe we'll put this guy over here, something like that. Okay, then what have we got? Oh, we've got some dictionary page. I'm just going to rip that in half. Might take a little, try and get a little bit off the edge. Like so. Right. Let's see, I could put that right in the middle. Let's do that. I'll put that one right there. Maybe cover that up like so. So I've used quite big pieces, but that's okay. And then maybe we'll put a bit of this dictionary page down the bottom here. Yeah, I'm liking that. And I think that's it. I think I'm pretty happy with that. So then I can put some images on top of it, and here I've used a bit of doily. I think the doily looks pretty cool, so I'll see if I can find where I put my doily. Where'd you go? Maybe it will come back later. Oh, I like these little strips of numbers too. I'm going to trim this off a little bit more so it's a bit straighter. This is out of the atlas, and it's the index pages, and I just love all these numbers. This big nice long line of numbers. So maybe we'll put a bit of that there. We can do that afterwards. Let's put some pieces on. Okay, so what's at the bottom? This one's at the bottom. Let's do that. So this is like the sort of like the base layer, and once I've done this, I will scan it so that I can, you know, when I'm using, where's my, oh, I've lost my, there it is, my little card. So then I could scan this and print it out, and then I could do some stamping on it, which I think I'll do because I've got some stamps that I haven't used in ages. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this whole idea. It's also really, this is really different for me too in terms of a video, because usually when I make a video I am being very, they're quite structured. I start off with telling you about the SVG files and which ones I'm using, and I follow a pretty basic formula. So it's nice to do something a bit different. It really, it is for me anyway. I hope you guys like it. Guess we'll find out. And it's going to stick this up here, like so. I just got trapped under there. My fingers are already pretty sticky. I think we'll stick this one down next. It might not end out quite the way we had in mind, but we'll give it a go. And that's a piece there. And put this one across the top, or should I put this one on next? I think we're going to put that one on next. bloody fingers already. Whenever I'm making albums, mini albums or things of that nature, I'm always quite drawn to, oh no, it was going this way. I'm often quite drawn to the vintage sort of style, so that's why we're doing it like this. That's why I'm doing it like this. And I also really quite like the whole stationery vibe. That's going to end up on top now, isn't it? And we're not going to have anything covering it over. Oh well. Oh well. Put this one here. We can put something on top of it again. So I'm just going to pop that guy there. I hope my whole piece is in the frame. Okay, so if I put this button across the top, and spin it around, pop it down like so. This bit here is a bit loose, flying free there. Okay, so maybe we should tear this guy down a little bit. We just need to cover that section there. So let's rip the bottom off like that. And maybe my fingers are already gluey. Maybe we'll just pull the side off. Okay. I like that. I'm good with that. Okay, let's do that. Okay, these bits on. So, a lot of people are concerned about copyright when they're doing collaging and using other pieces that it might be somebody else's work, or you know, they're worried about what the copyright on the book page is and that sort of thing. And so I would say not to worry about it too much, because you would need to use a significant portion of somebody else's work. So if you're using pages from a book, you would need to use nearly the whole book in one of your own pieces, one of your own works, for it to be considered a breach of copyright. And the other thing is, it would have to be a significant part of your work. So in other words, you're using a lot of their works, and it is a significant part of your work, so, or it's a main feature. So in collage, I don't think you could say that you've used anything so much that it would be considered copyright infringement. And the other thing is that there is a kind of a copyright, which I can't call the name of now, where you are allowed to, I think it's kind of like collaborative. So you're using somebody else's work and combining it with your own work to make something else, and that's kind of considered collaborative work. So, you know, that's not really a breach of copyright either. So that's pretty easy. So I guess I'm saying don't stress too much unless you're using something that's a really significant part. I'm just gonna have a sip of my coffee. That's how relaxed this series feels compared to other ones. I'm gonna have a cup of coffee. That's good. I wonder if I should put this somewhere. It's in my hand. I feel like I want to put it somewhere. No, I won't. I'll use that tiny little strip here. I'll put some of this on somewhere. So I'm going down the ways for a lot, so maybe we need to go this way a bit. Let's just do that. Might have put a bit of ink on here. If you were doing something, so let's say I was doing this collage and then I was going to put a picture in the middle like we did on, like I've done with this one here. Where is it? This one here. This is obviously the focal point. So I couldn't use somebody else's artwork and put that there unless it was copyright free. So this, the copyright's expired. I found this in the public domain, so I don't have to worry about using somebody else's artwork. But if I was going to use something modern, something that the copyright hadn't expired, then I could not claim this as my own work and it would breach copyright. So anyway, I hope that answers some people's questions or worries or concerns about copyright. Let's see. See, I've got that going that way, so maybe I should put it down here. Let's have a look. A bit busy there. It's harder than I thought. Maybe just here. Whoop. Just love those numbers. Just love them. Alright, so I'm just trimming it off so that I can keep an idea of what it looks like, how the composition's working out. Looks pretty good. Now, if I could find that bit of, doily that I was using, I'd be happy. There it is. Found it. Found it. Down here. Okay. Maybe a bit at the bottom might be cool, I think. I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to draw a line because it's really hard to rip this. Just going to draw a line across the bottom. And I can trim that off. And this is where I try to get my glue stick to work on here. Oops, I ripped it. Never mind. It's still a little bit stuck. Okay. Just going to put it about there, I think. You see that? Cool, cool, cool. And so it's a bit ripped there, but I'm down with that because, you know, we've got ripped stuff going on everywhere. Okay. So this is just a really basic background, but we can do lots with it. Stop moving. Alright. Let's trim that off. Easy peasy. Let's do another one. I think I might leave this one plain. I have quite a few plain ones here. I'll just like so. And do you think it needs something up in that corner? Maybe it does. Might put something up in that corner. What can we put up there? Let's use a bit of music paper. We haven't used any of that. Let's see. All in a garden fair waltz. Cool. Have some of that. This is really old. This is old. Like I was saying, I bought it from an antique, not an antique, like a junk shop thing. I wanted to have that all in a garden there, but I can't see how it's going to go in there. definitely go that way. Alright, I think we might have to lose the all in a garden bit. Let's just go across like this. And if I put it down like that, yeah, I feel like there's too much going on. Might just have to be this scrap up here in that corner. Let's do that. So the next one, I think I'll put a bit of colour in. And, oops. Stop to me. Alright, so I do not have any music anywhere else. But maybe I could use this somewhere. I'll just pop that there. Let's do that. I like this bit where it says all in a garden because I'm going to put those flowers on here. Okay. Let's live with that. And just a basic background, so I can scan that from here and print it out. I can scan that and then I can keep adding to it. So let's do one more and use a bit of colour. Alright, so I'm going to use another piece of paper. Here is a piece of my instructions. That's for the quatrefoil that I printed out that I don't need anymore. So let's do it again. So let's start with something basic like this brown stuff, this craft. Might have a bit down here. Let's stick this straight on. I'll turn my bit of paper over. I'm just going to get a new one. Oh, I'll have a sip of my coffee while I'm doing it. Okay, I hope everyone's going well. I don't mind being stuck at home. I know a lot of people go crazy. I, aside from taking the dog for a walk, have not been out of the house for over 2 weeks. I am kind of lucky. My partner does all the shopping, food shopping. He likes it, I loathe it. So, well, he doesn't seem to dislike it anyway, whereas I hate food shopping. It's so boring and monotonous. I don't enjoy it. So I haven't even had to go out to get food. He gathers all the food, which is kind of cool for me. So, and he has to go out to work anyway, so he's already heading out to the big wide world and do his part in maintaining law and order, especially with the coronavirus stuff going on at the moment. So he's doing that and I am doing my bit by staying home. So as he's already out, it seems like the best way to be. Right. Anyway, it's going to be stinking hot today. Stinking hot. It's like the middle of summer weather here in Perth, but it's autumn, and it doesn't make sense. And I'm really over the summer weather. Anyway, it seems like a good day to stay inside. I have kicked the dogs out for a minute because they were hanging around under my feet. And the puppy was kind of stirring up the old dog, and the old dog she's grumpy, she doesn't like it. What have we got? So I'm just going to start sort of laying things around and seeing what we've got, how it works for us. What else did I have? Let's try some more of this somewhere. That's got a square edge, but maybe we'll live with a bit of a square edge because it's nice to have a bit of a square edge sometimes. Well, we're going to go with some colour this time too, weren't we? I might use that, which is photocopy of the front of the book, and this is the photocopy of the front of a book. So there's the book spine. What does it say? It's the last of the Mohicans. There you go. Book spine's cool. We'll keep that to the side, might use that. And then let's just rip this off and see what we've got here. Oh, we've got that funny shape, okay. I'm going to throw my bits of rubbish away. Okay, so maybe that's too blocky at once, but we can always trim that down. Where's my book page? Gone. We might need a bit of that. I have got so many bits and pieces laying here. Okay. I don't know. Let's just rip it up. Let's just see what we get. Maybe we'll go sideways. And if I put it down there, then I cover up that funny little bit there. Put that one on top, like so. I don't like that though because it's all one line. So let's move that up a bit, like so. Maybe move that down a bit. Okay, so if we have this, I'm still not sure about that. Let's have a little bit of book page over here. Actually, maybe that should go along there. Go that way, like that. And then we've got a couple of pieces of that, so we're probably good with that. What else have we got? Where's my line stuff? I like this. It sort of breaks up the eye a little bit. Just having something plain like that. Maybe we could just run that straight down there. Don't like this jaggedy bit. That's pretty cool. See, this is a nice spot where you could put some stamped image or something, or maybe we'll put a bit of this colour here. What about that? I don't know, maybe we'll think about the colour at the end. That seems to be aching my brain a bit. And so I've got a bit of dictionary here. And so we've got going that way and going that way, and then we could have a bit up here going that way. What else can we use? We use a bit of music paper. I use a strip. Oh, that one. That sounds better. Feels like there's a little bit too much going on in terms of small pieces up there right now, so I think I might take those two out and pop that in like that. And that's okay. We don't have any text up here now, so we have to think about some kind of text up here. This piece might not be useful anymore. I like the number. I can't fit it on. All right, let's get another bit of page. Rip that one up a bit too much. Here we go. And I like the number. So let's rip along there and maybe put it upside down. That's it. I like that. My phone's going a bit crazy with text messages. I better have a look. Okay, how's that? Yeah, I don't know about this bit though. seems a bit blocky, so maybe we'll get rid of that. So we can have a bit of, so we've got text going that way and text going that way. We've got our numbers going this way. Oh, where's our little booklet with our lines on it? Let's put a bit of that in. That always helps and gives the eye something to rest on. I also had some graph paper somewhere. I don't know that I found that yet. I was going to use that, or maybe use this. Let's put that to the side. It's got a little bit out of control here. Bits of paper everywhere. What did I say I was looking for? That, here it is. Some of this. Just a bit of note paper. Okay. So, let's just tear that down. Put that there. Put it here, maybe. Oh, I think just maybe plonk it in the middle, like so. So we've lost a bit of brown. Maybe I should just cover that whole corner with a bit of brown again. Because I've used this. I'll tell you what, maybe we should put that up there. Like that. Oh, that 150. I want that number so badly. Move that up a bit. There we go. Okay, right, and then put a dictionary. I'll put a bit of dictionary across under here like so. Seems good. I want to put some down there as well, I think, or a bit of, yeah, a bit of dictionary. Oh no, should we go back to our numbers? No. No. No, I definitely want a bit more dictionary because I've got some here and it just feels like it needs some more. So, just going to pull off that margin a bit. Okay. Bit there. And then maybe just to the side like so would work. Just like that. No, it needs to be a bit more like that, I think. Maybe even less. Just a hint of it. Okay, so then we just need something in that corner. So maybe it's time to start thinking about some of this colour. Right. Just put a bit of that colour up like so. And then we definitely need some over here. Let's just rip this in half, shall we? Put a bit there. And maybe a bit under here like this. Or just on top. A bit like that. I like that. I'm not sure why. Okay, so we've got two bits, and then a little bit of our book spine, which probably will be hard to tell that it's a bit of book spine. And I want to put that. So we've got quite a big piece here and a small piece here. So I think if the third piece is going to go anywhere, it has to go on this side of the composition somewhere. I kind of want to put it in the middle, but then is that going to limit me later when I want to put something on top? I think it would be okay, because when I did it on this one, I backed it with some paper anyway, so it kind of gave it a bit of definition, and in fact I've covered up this one here and I think it looks fine. So let's do that. Oops. Okay, I think that's how we're going to work. That's how we're going to roll. Alright, so let's start with this little skerrick in the corner. And stick that on. So, I mean, you could go to town and get out gesso or some acrylic paint and, you know, tone it back with a bit of acrylic paint, etc., etc. But I don't feel like doing that today. I just want to do some basic collaging and then see what we can make of it. And I think it will be okay. I mean, I'm loving this. I really am loving this. Maybe it's just me. So there's quite a bit of text in here. I found this in my grandparents' stuff. Oh, we didn't use that little bit. This here. This is a bit of that practical letter book here. And I like that text, and we don't have a lot of text like that on here. So maybe we will use a bit of this somewhere. Let's stick this down first before we get ahead of ourselves. Okay, so then this, I think we just move this down and up, and we can put a bit of this music paper down. So even if you're using normal, you know, everyday music paper, it doesn't have to be old. And I think it's quite nice to have some of the balance of the white with the older style or stained paper. It just breaks it up a bit, otherwise it's all a bit samey. Oops, just moved everything then. Okay, so this guy's going to go in the corner here, and I just want to ink those edges, and so it sort of defines that piece, that colour a bit more. I mean, you could also stencil over the top. There's so many things you could do. We just start with a basic base, and if we scan it, then we've got it forever and we can do whatever we want with it. A bit of red, and then this was going up in the corner, wasn't it? And I wanted that 150 to be there, and I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this margin. So just, no, it's going upside down, Katie. I'm going upside down. Upside down, Miss Jane. Did anybody ever watch that when they were kids, Mr. Squiggle? It was a hit for me, I loved it. Okay, I just need to get some glue off my fingers. Oops. Right. And have a sip of coffee. That's good. Okay. Forgot what we were doing down here. I think we need to put this bit of red down, don't we? Or maybe this bit here. Let's go with that. Might have to get out of my glue stick. Alright, so I was just going to pop that down somewhere like so. And okay, and then this one here is going to go somewhere around there. This is going to go underneath. Let's put a bit of ink on that as well. Oops, it's really thin where I've ripped it there. kind of rip the back of the paper off. I think maybe we'll just put it there. Right, maybe like about that. Not sure that's what it was like before, but okay. And then this one. Okay, so we've got this, and we're going to put this smack bang in the middle. Do we want to cover it up? No. So we can put that right over to there. Let's do that. Okay. Just need to cover up that little bit down there. Guy here, and I had put this down here. I think that was going to go like that. Oops. Well, I'm just going to cover that up altogether. Let's put this one down next. Okay. Line that up in the corner. May as well use that straight edge. Okay, I always seem to manage to do the corners, and the middle is the difficult bit for me. So it's stuck onto my mat. Alright, so I think we're just going to do something like that. My fingers are really sticky. Okay, I'll put this one down like that. Why not? Actually, it's going to be down here somewhere, like so. Okay, and then this one, oh, I've got stuff all over it. How did I do that? This one was going to go about here. So we kind of lose our numbers on there, but I like the lines. But there's a lot of lines. Oh no, but it's all right. We will break up that with this. I think we'll find a way. Right. So I'm going to stick this down pretty much about there. And just pop it down. Okay, so we've put in a bit of colour, but we do need one more piece, and this definitely needs some more ink on it. So this is my thoughts. We've got lines here and then lines here, and I like the lines, and I like that it's got, you know, it's quite, put something on here, glue I think. I'm trying to find my rubber, see if I can rub them off. You know, I like that it's quite plain, it's not too busy there with the lines, but they are going in the same direction. So if we put something like this on there, it might break it up a bit. It does look a little bitty, I must say. Kind of just looks like we've got a splat in the middle, which we have. Let's rip it. Yeah, that's better. Let's ink that up. Let's try not to think too much about it. Maybe I should bring it up so that it's not in line with the top of that, or bring it down about there. Okay. Yeah, let's trim it so that we can get a better idea of how it's actually looking with my scissors that are really sticky. So I'm thinking that once I've done these and I'll scan them in, and then I will print them out onto cardstock, and then I'm going to cut my pieces for my organiser, my SVG the Grande Organiser files from that cardstock, and then I don't have to mat it because the cardstock itself is printed on, so that's a bit different. But then I was thinking I might do the stamping, whatever stamping I want to do after I've cut the pieces out. Maybe I might do a bit of both. Right. Oops. Okay, that's good. So we've got a bit of colour in there. We did not go with some text, but I feel like it might be a bit too much if we add some text in. I think maybe a bit of doily, and that will be that. I've only got a little bit left anyway. Basically got these two little skerricky bits here. So that might help to break up some lines a bit. I always like it over the text. I have a bit here, and then it has to go over here, like so. So we have that there, and maybe a bit up there. No, I don't want to cover up my 150. I really want to keep that. Actually, this would look really nice there. Some over the top of that colour. Yeah, look at that. Maybe this bit across there. Across the corner. Across the corner. Let's do that. And then this piece here, I don't know. Let's do this bit first. Yeah, so I'll just put some glue on there. Try and pull it up. I'm just going to lay it pretty much like that. Across that colour, that's nice. Not so blocky. I've got glue all over me. What did I do with my... There we go. Alright, so let's... my card would be better. Stick that down there. I like that. That's good. Let's trim that off. Okay. I like that. It's pretty plain on this side, so maybe we need something over there. I'm just going to trim that little bit off. Okay. Maybe sort of like so. Need to rough up the edges a bit, I think. See if I can do that. Just tear a little bit off there. Whoop. And on this side, I'll rough it up a bit. Oh, all these tiny little bits stuck to my fingers. Okay. Right. Maybe just... No, it has to be down here. If I stick it up here, it seems like it's too top heavy, so it definitely has to be down here somewhere. So let's just do that. Maybe it should be over here. Or possibly... No, let's just put it over here. Let's just do that. Alright. I think there's more glue on my piece of paper than on the actual bit of paper doily. So I think we're just going to go with there. Yep, we are. We're just going with that. Just thinking about it too much. Okay. So this one's got a bit of colour on it. Still quite plain, but that's okay because we can add things to it. It's easier to add them than it is to take it away. So from this point, I'm thinking I'm going to scan these two images that we've just done. And then, where's the other one I just did? What's this one with the music paper? That one. Oh, might need to stick that down a bit. Look at that. I'm going to scan these two, and then I think we'll come back and add some focal images like we have done with this one. Alright, so just be back in a tick. Okay, so I have scanned all of my papers, so you can see this is what the original looked like, and then this is how the scan comes out. So it definitely comes out a lot lighter, but that's okay. I still think that it's quite usable and quite nice. So now what I can do, so here's the ones that we've done. Some of these I did on my own. We did this one, and I think we did one of these. I can't remember which. They all look a bit the same, but they're not exactly the same. So now what I can do is go through and add some focal points to my pages and then scan them again, and then they'll come out like this. And I can use either like this, or I can use it in the plain version. So where's the plain one of these? So we have lots of options, and I like options. So here's the one without the focal point, and here's one with the focal point. So I could use this just as it is, or I could use this one and put the focal point on when I'm making my actual organizer. So I really like these options, and these will be some really nice pages also to go in the notebooks, I think. So yeah, so I should try and do a bit more landscape as well, so that I can fold them up and they can go in my notebook. So I'm just going to put these to the side and just have a look at these guys. I might add some focal points to these now. So I found all of these copyright-free images, and I'm going with red. So I found lots of flowers with red, and these little bits here. Funny story. I was going through my grandparents' photos and things the other day. They've both passed away. They've been gone quite a while now. But they had this old, some old photo albums, and they'd gone on a holiday to Europe back in the 60s, and they'd actually kept all these little things and stuck them in there. So I copied them because I thought they'd make great little bits of ephemera. So these are from my grandparents' photo albums, pretty much like scrapbook albums, really. So the other thing is, on this one here, I've stuck this little apple on here. So they are also some copyright-free images I found, and I have just printed them off onto some rice paper just for something a bit different, and stuck them down on there so you can still see through them a little bit, not as much. But I was thinking maybe if I used a bit of matte medium, they might become a little bit more transparent like. But I just thought maybe some black and white images might be nice as well. So let's have a look. I've got the little bits of ephemera. I've got lots of roses and flowers. There's another bit of grandparent ephemera. But I have these, I found some toadstools or some mushrooms, so they might be nice. Put my flowers to the side here, and I've just printed them out in a few different sizes as well. So what's that? It's another little toadstool, another flower. Flowers, but small. Okay, so maybe, really love this little toadstool. That little guy's so cute. So I might ink him up around the edge, and then stick him on a bit of paper, and he can be a little focal image somewhere. And that's as easy as that. So what can I stick him on? I could stick him on some book paper. Oh, I've got these as well. They're pretty cool. I might put those at the bottom there. If I put him on a bit of book paper, or maybe something, yeah, we'll go with book paper for now. So if I stick him on a bit of book paper, cute, so cute. Oh, there's so much stuff on my table. It's a bit of a mess. So what I'll try to do, can't make any promises, but because I've used copyright-free images, I should be able to share these. So if I can figure out how to upload these to the Facebook group, which is Bella Creativa Divas, if I can figure out how to do that, then I will share these in case anybody else would like to use them. So I'll just, I didn't stick that on very straight. I'll just rip around the edges. Can't really see. There we go. And then this side. Okay, so then I can just put him on somewhere. I don't know, maybe off to the side like this might be nice. I'll glue him down and then I will sew around him so that it looks like this. So I'm going to go and do some bits and pieces to these, and then I will upload them to the Facebook group if I can. So because this video is getting really long. But anyway, thanks for joining me today, and in the next video I think I'll start cutting some of the SVG file pieces for my Grande out of some of the copies of this that I print on a cardstock, and we'll start making the Grande. Alright, thanks guys, and I'll see you again soon. I hope you've enjoyed this kind of impromptu, far less structured type of approach. I hope so, because there's going to be a few with any luck. Okay, see you again soon. Bye!